Okay. Continuing on to part two, I'm just gonna run through these really quick. Dance Dance Revolution Ultra Mix 1, 2, 3, 4. I have the dance pads for these. I picked this up when GameStop had their buy one get two free. And the only reason I picked this up is the servers were shutting down. They had all the sound packs. They still charged to the very last moment, which I thought they were going to be free. So sad. But you know, don't tell Microsoft. But I did torrent them, and only because the content's gone. It's not like I could pay for them now and somebody's going to profit on them. The content's gone. So I do have the song packs and I had the dance pads. So yeah, those are in the mix. Next is Dark Watch. I remember seeing the previews on this on G4 or back when it was called Tech TV, and the trailer for this looked awesome. Capcom, it's a Capcom game. It was online. Yeah, the multiplayer. I never even tried the multiplayer. I didn't even know it had multiplayer. Huh. Weird. But I bought it on the cheap, and no, yeah, I got up to the train level, like the third or fourth level, and again, I just don't have time to play. But you know, check it out. It's kind of off the wall, first person shooter, ghost and goblin kind of first person shooter. But it has its moments. Next is Dead or Alive. This is the Ultimate Mix. I can't tell you much about the Dead or Alive. This is the only Dead or Alive I think I own. Series I own. It's again this I think it's a remake of the first and second one for the Dreamcast. I picked it up really cheap. I mean maybe about $7 complete, and it was in awesome condition. I beat it with a ninja, and that's all I could tell you. I'm not really a huge Dead or Alive fan, but I did. Don't laugh. Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball, only because of the TNA. I just thought this game was again one of those buy two get one frees, and for free TNA kind of cheeky laugh. I just picked it up. Next is Dead to Rights. I was really excited about the Dead to Rights series, more than Max Payne series, only because you had, I think Dead to Rights, you have the dog, right? Yeah, you have the dog. I had to think about that. I thought that was more of an interesting aspect. I've never played it. In fact, I have the PSP version. PSP Dead to Rights. I forget the name. I'm looking at my list right now. Dead to Rights Reckoning. I beat that game, but I've never played the first or the second. But I have them, so they're here. Next is moving on is Death Row. This is one of those kind of things where people recommended to me, only because it was it's a more of a kind of like a warlords. I guess if you can think about Monday Night Combat, this is kind of like what that game is. I've never played it, can't tell you anything about it. One of these days, maybe I will. Next is Deus Ex Invisible War. I've never played it. It's first person shooter. It was a recommendation. Can't say anything more than that. Next is Destroy All Humans. I remember playing the demo back in E3. I'm a huge 50s fan. I mean, I own a bunch of classic cars from the 50s. And to kind of play something that was kind of a spoof of the 50s, I loved the idea. I only got up to like the third or fourth level of it. I want to play this. I want to beat it. I don't own any of the other ones because it has to do with the 60s and the 70s, which I hate. I hate hippies. So, yep, don't listen to that, Mom. I know you're a hippie, but, you know. Anyways, I hate hippies, so this is the only one I have in this series. Next is Doom 3. This is the limited collector's edition. I barely just recently got this, only because, again, the servers are being turned off, so I picked this one up so I can get the exclusive content that was available online. Really no interest in playing it anytime soon. I'm not really a huge Doom fan. I played the PC, but I heard it's pretty scary, so I just really wanted it for the exclusive content. I didn't even know it's pretty beat up. Next is Dreamfall. This is one of those games that people recommend, so I picked it up on the cheap. I've never played it. It's one of the games. It reminds me of like kind of Myst back in the day, but more of an interesting story. So Dreamfall, The Longest Journey. If you're kind of a Myst, Mass Effect kind of fan, it's not really RPG-ish. It's more if you had the old click and point adventures. That would be more along the line of this. Next is Dr. Muto. I just picked this up the other day. Again, it was a buy two get one free at my local mom and pop. It kind of seemed interesting to me. It's not really, it was never really on my list. It was $5, so I had to choose something under $7 to get something for free. So I picked this. Um, you can warp animals, so I thought that was kind of interesting. And yeah, so I picked it up. Can't really explain it. Never played it. Enter the Matrix. I know. It's a crap ass game. One of the worst games ever made for the original Xbox. Glitched. I think there's a glitch in here so bad you can't even beat the game. But I really like that this was the first that does the slow mechanics. You know, the slow down mode. It's kind of fun to play, like the first or second level. I was a huge original Matrix, just the first one, Matrix fan. I have it on HD DVD, but I don't own any of the other two because they were just crap. Next is Fable. The only one missing in my collection right now is Fable, the limited edition. My brother's borrowing that right now, but don't be fooled. I have Fable, the limited edition, and I also have Fable here. Because it's the lost chapters. This is the extra levels that were included in the PC version. Um, I want to print out the coverartproject.net. Has the nice cover art, but I hate the greatest hits look, so I put the lost chapters in a Fable one, and I'm gonna print out the cover art, an extra cover art just to make my collection look nice. But I do have the manual. This is basically, the lost chapters. I turned in my original Fable for this one, and it was only like $3 or $4 to upgrade to the lost chapters one. Next is The Family Guy, another great game that doesn't get that much love only because I was a fan of the original Family Guy, and I'm talking before it got canceled, not the not so funny Family Guys that are on TV now. Great story. I played this at E3, and I met the entire cast. They were at 3-3. Adam West, his name is skipping me. The redheaded guy, the voice of him, and then of course Seth MacFarlane was there. Seth something. I'm sorry, guy. Seth something is skipping my name. But anyways, they were there. They were so kind to talk about the game and kind of, they did a round robin with people and just, Seth MacFarlane was doing voice work, just making fun of the game itself. I wish that was on video. Maybe I should look it up. Maybe somebody did tape it, but that was a great moment at E3. Next is Far Cry Instincts. I came late into the Far Cry series. I heard this is the better one to have. The servers were still active even the night before they shut them off. I'm stuck on one part and I never went back. I haven't played too much of it. Next is Freedom Fighters. This was the creators of Hitman, so that kind of interested me. It kind of looked interesting to me later on in life. I remember when it first came out, it got so-so reviews, but I never played it to this day. But it's in my collection. One of these days it will. Next is Gauntlet Dark Legacy. It reminded me of the arcade version of Gauntlet, which I played the heck out of when I worked at GameWorks a long time ago. Yeah, so of the one, there is Seven Sorrows. This is more towards the arcade, so I like this one. The graphics don't hold up that well. It's not like the arcade. I was hoping it would be, but it's not. There's a better version of Gauntlet that's more like that for the Dreamcast, which I think I'm looking for. It's Gauntlet Legends. That's more along the line of it, but I thought Dark Legacy at the time was, but it's still a fun game. Genmo Ishinoa, I cannot pronounce this game. Not my style of game. This one's very, kind of reminds me of Resident Evil, kind of where you walk around, and I hate Resident Evil. This was a game that said if you own an Xbox, you should own this game. I don't know why. It's just not my style, but it's in my collection because, again, one of these days maybe my style will change and I'll play this game and love it. Next is Ghost Recon. This game started it all for me. This was the first game I bought when Xbox Live. Laggy as heck. When it first came out, I remember you had to turn off the grenade launchers because he would just lag the game. But this was the game that started it all. Great game to have. The graphics don't hold up well, but for nostalgia reason, this is the game that started Xbox Live. If this game didn't come out, I don't think Xbox Live would be where it is today. People don't remember because this came back out, let me see, in 2002. So yeah, 2003 I guess is when they turned on Xbox Live, and I was there. November 2003, this was it. My gamer tag back then, don't make fun of me, I was a bedroom DJ during my college days, think I'm going to be big, but I used my DJ name, and it was DJ Cutie Kid. Don't laugh. I'm here to tell the truth. But I used that gamer tag for about a year until people just made the crap out of me. And I came into Rainbow Six a year later, and Hate Bill Gates has been ever since. But this game just basically started off. Same with the Island Thunder. This was a great game. By the time Ghost Recon 2 came out, I was already playing Rainbow Six, so I picked these up later, Ghost Recon 2 and Summit Strike, just to get the downloadable content before they turned off the servers. When I downloaded the content like a week before, nobody was playing it, so I can't tell you about these games. I never played them. Next is Gladius. This one, it was LucasArts, which kind of interested me. I don't think this game holds up too well nowadays. I've never played it, but a lot of people say this is kind of one of those hidden gems. I can't tell you about it. Maybe one of these days I'll do a gameplay video, but it's in my collection. Next is The Godfather. This is one of the few that's not complete. It is missing the slipcover, but this is the limited edition. This has, I believe, a second disc. Yeah, second disc with making the features, which was kind of cool because it had both Sonny and his brother Robert. Oh God, skipping me anyways. Brain fart, but it's got that, and it was pretty cool. You watch it now, it's kind of dated how they make the video games, but it's The Godfather. I have the sequel. I had Godfather 2 before I had this one, and I picked this one up over, I think they released the original Godfather on both the Wii and the PS3, but this was the limited edition. I had to have it on the original Xbox. Next is Godzilla, Destroy All Humans, Destroy All Monsters Melee. It reminded me of King of Fighters. God, I'm doing it all day. King of Monsters for the Neo Geo, and this one I picked up right before the servers were cut off because, again, free content download. It had an extra level for free, so this was a pain in the butt to find complete. I could not find this at any GameStop locally, so I had to buy this online. But I was glad I'd never played it. I just put it in, got the content download, and yeah, never played it since. But one of these days I will. Grabbed by the Ghoulies. This one kind of goes along with Beyond Good and Evil. One of those, this is a rare game released by Microsoft. They pushed the heck out of this game, and it never sold what it was supposed to. I've never played it, but it's kind of got its own cult status. So if you own the Xbox, really, you should own this game. Next is Grand Theft Auto 3. I'm going to move on quickly to Grand Theft Auto 4. Grand Theft Auto 4. Grand Theft Auto Vice City. This does come in the collectors, but I had no interest. I don't like Dead or Alive, how it's set up like this. I'd rather see it out like this. So I picked it up on this version. But it still has the maps in here. And this is the reason that I like the Xbox. Was I picked up Grand Theft Auto Vice City. I skipped 3 and went to this one because I'm a huge 80s music fan. 80s, 50s and 80s are my generation, or my generation, I'm sorry. Well, it would be my generation. I grew up in the 80s, so the music really had nostalgia, and the graphics were so much better than the PS2 version. You had custom soundtracks, so I can make my own music for this, and that's really what the Xbox did so well. Is they did, you may had to put up with it at the time, a game coming out a year later, but it was worth it. I turned in my Grand Theft Auto, I got this, and yeah, been happy ever since. So if you're thinking about it, really the Xbox, this is the reason the Xbox is so much better. Same with Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I'm not a 90s fan, not really big, but I have all the Grand Theft Autos. So I picked up San Andreas, can't tell you about it, never played it. Next is Guilty Gear X2. I'm a huge Street Fighter 2D fighting fan, Mortal Kombat. So when somebody said, "Oh, there's heavy metal and a 2D fighter," I picked this up. Um, my Xbox Live experience was horrible because this game is huge in Japan and the servers were linked to the Japanese servers. So when you played online, you played Japanese people, Japanese guys and gals, and they beat the crap out of me. But it is a great 2D fighter. If you're a fan of the series, I highly recommend it. I know there's other ones for the 360 out nowadays. I can't tell you anything about it. I don't own any of them. But Guilty Gear, if you like BlazBlue, you'll like Guilty Gear. Next is Gun Valkyrie, one of those games that just, nobody really talks about except for the hardcore gamers. I've never played it, but it's in my collection. It's by Sega, so it looks kind of anime. It looks kind of like an action, a little bit RPG, which I'm not a huge RPG fan, but I thought I'd kind of give this one a try because it kind of looked like an RPG action beat 'em up, and with the not cell shading, excuse me, with anime look, and it's made by Sega. So this is one of those games, kind of. There's a couple gameplay videos that I want to do, and this is one of them. Don't laugh, um, the guy game. I know, I know, I know. The only reason I picked this game up was because right at the time that the lawsuit happened and they pulled this game, GameStop had it. It was $20, $24. I know, I know, I know. But I thought this was going to be a huge collectible game. You see like Mass Effect Collector's Edition nowadays go for $300. I would never sell it, but I thought it was going to be like one of those, and it's not. I'll admit, I did play it up to the point where you can see stuff, and that was it. It's hidden away in my collection. I know I have a family and a father, so it's kind of hidden away. I just have it for just because it's like the worst game of all. Moving on to the best, and I know people will say, oh, it's overplayed, oh, it's this and that. Halo, Halo, Halo did it for me. This game, I'll try to end it off probably in this. This will be the end of part 2. Um, but I'll take a couple moments and talk about this game. Uh, I had the Dreamcast, and my brother, his friend, had the Xbox. We traded, and I remember hearing, about this Halo game, first-person shooter. So me and my brother-in-law went to Best Buy, and we rented it. And at the time, it was a single-day rental. We kept it for 5 days, and I don't think we ever came out of our room. My wife brought food to us. We played this game, and we still play this. I play this game to death. Co-op was just the most amazing experience to me. It's never been matched, and I know they're making an HD version. I never pre-order, but I'll pre-order that just because I love this game so much, and I know people. Now the cool thing to say is, oh, Halo sucks, but the original Halo is just nostalgia feeling for me. I just love this game to death. I love it so much. The first snow level, I, from me and my brother-in-law, will walk from the beginning of the level to the end, have all the people, all the enemies right behind us. That's how brilliant this game is. That's how open environment. That's how brilliant this game is. I just hate to use the word brilliant again, but it's just, you turn around and there they all are, and you battle 100 enemies. Grunts and elites, and yeah, it's just awesome, awesome, awesome. So I'm just gonna end this game here, end this part here, and stay tuned for part 3.